Hi, everybody. My name's Frank Valenti. I'm the president and CEO of the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast. And we're here today to share some really great news. All the Border Collies have been released to our custody now, and they're going to begin their journey forward to their forever homes.
Over the past few weeks, we've taken in 144 cats and dogs coming from heartbreaking hoarding situations. Pets who had been separated from their families, animals whose care had been neglected for years, and animals that had accepted their fate of never again experiencing love. When they were in their darkest hours and needed help and hope, our community showed up. You became part of their story. You've opened your hearts, organized donation drives, given generously, sent words of encouragement, answered rescue calls, and even nourished our exhausted staff. To those of you who sounded the alarm, to Martin County Animal Services for saving lives and our rescue partners for expanding capacity, to those who provided for the animals' care and comfort and shared their stories, to those who recognized the impact on our employees, to those who've offered support and skills that we will need in the future, thank you. We can't fulfill our mission of providing compassionate care and nurturing the bond between people and pets without our community, and we appreciate everything you've done and are continuing to do to give these animals the lives they deserve.
So these dogs are ready to thrive and survive because of you and all your compassion and all your help. We need your continued support. And to let you all know what's going to happen next, we're going to turn everything over to Lori and Sarah, and they're going to fill you all in on the next steps for these dogs. Thank you very much for all you've done.
So as Frank just mentioned, we are extremely excited and relieved to be able to share with everybody that these Border Collies, all 36 of them, have been signed over to us and are officially in our care.
Yes, and what does that mean for everybody?
So what that means is now we are at the liberty to be able to move forward with the extensive medical that we have just been waiting anxiously to be able to provide for them. So we are going to be doing extensive lab work on all of these babies, fecal tests, vitamin deficiency tests. This allows us to have the flexibility and the freedom to be able to determine if any of them need x-rays, ultrasounds, echocardiograms. We're not limited at this point to what we can do, and that's all thanks to you and your generous donations that are going to be able to allow us to really sky's the limit for these babies to determine what their medical needs are going to be moving forward, so we can share that information with adopters and make sure that everybody has all the information they need.
Yeah, and finally, these guys would be able to get all the services. Nothing. This guy's the limit, like you were saying.
Yes.
And it only goes up from there, which
Yes.
is awesome. It's a good day.
We are very. This is what we have been waiting for, and the fact that that Animal Services and the Sheriff's Department has worked so expeditiously, if that's the right word, to get this done quickly and efficiently, and that we are not waiting months and months and months to be able to do these procedures and get these babies into homes sooner rather than later. We are extremely grateful to them for their time and dedication and their major efforts to move this along as quickly as possible.
Yes, absolutely. And also with these dogs, I know there's a lot of people that's very eager to adopt and foster. I know there's some rescues that are ready and willing to step up if or when needed. Now it's definitely going to be a slow process still, even though we can do everything we can now. We still have to spay or neuter all of these dogs and make sure they're healthy enough for spay and neuter too.
Correct.
We can microchip them. We can finish the vaccines and just get everyone ready for adoption or foster.
Correct.
So that being said, we've seen like thousands of people that want to help and want to take these dogs. We're going to start on September 1st with applications. So on September 1st on our website and on our social media, we're going to have adoption applications for anyone interested in adopting, and then rescue applications. So any local rescues or even out-of-state rescues can apply to take these dogs if they would like. So I know that we're going to be very specific in who we're adopting these out to, the rescues that they're going to. So you want to explain a little bit about that?
Yes. So to start with the adoptions, and just to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, so we have 36 unaltered dogs on top of our day-to-day needs and requirements. So we still have a shelter full of animals that are requiring the same care and attention as these 36 Border Collies. And that includes spay and neuter surgeries, that includes lab work, that includes all of the things. So these 36 dogs will be put onto the surgery schedule, a few at a time. And in regards to what we're looking for on the applications, it's going to be very specific. I know, like Sarah has said, there are hundreds and there are thousands of people that are really, really interested in adopting these babies. And so while we are so appreciative of the outpouring of love and support for them, our job, our responsibility at this point in time is to make sure that they are matched up with the proper family. And so what that's going to look like is we will have an application process for the public to fill out if you are truly interested in adopting one of these Border Collies. And some of the things that we are going to be very, very strict on are, we are not going to be putting these dogs into apartments. We are not going to be putting these dogs into new animal owners. While we understand the want and the love and the desire to help, these dogs are special needs, and they have been through a lot, and they need somebody that has experience with this breed and has experience as an animal or a dog owner. And so ideally we are looking for local. We are looking for people that have homes with fenced in backyards or have farms and acreage, and that have either another dog in the home or have a Border Collie in the home. These dogs clearly love each other and love being around each other.
That's very important,
Yes.
Lori, because a lot of these dogs we had solo and they were completely shut down.
Correct.
And the second that we put the dog with another dog, they really perked up. So like Lori was saying,
there
it's
are
important.
things that that we are just not able to do for these dogs that they literally get from another dog. The social aspect, the pack mentality, the confidence building, those are some things that we can train and treat each one individually, but there's something special that a dog gets from another dog. Yes. And when you have special needs dogs who have been in a traumatic situation, time and time again, we have seen that the best medicine, the best therapy for these dogs is another dog. And a well-balanced dog, a social dog, a dog that is a confident dog. And these dogs are going to feed off of that. So it is really important to us that we find the right homes for all of these babies. And with that, I want to be clear that if you do submit an application, which we encourage you to, if you feel like you can meet those requirements, a lot of these dogs are going to have medical needs. And so if you have the financial capabilities of doing that, we encourage you to fill out an application. This is going to be a little bit different, where we are not going to just invite the public in from these applications and say, pick which one you want. We are going to take the time to say that this specific baby would do best in a home with an older dog, or this specific baby would do best in a home with a puppy. This one would do better in a home with no children because it's very stressed out and would like a quieter home. And so we are going to take the time to match up the dog with the application. And so I want to be very clear that people aren't going to be coming in and picking 2 or 3 or 4. I'm not interested in parading these dogs around 9 or 10 times in a day to a family to stress them out. This is, if someone is truly committed to helping these dogs find the correct home, that is who we are encouraging to reach out. And then for the applications for the rescues, we are not opposed to out-of-state rescues. We have had, I can't even stress to you enough, the Border Collie community
Yes.
and the rescue community for Border Collies has been, I'm literally speechless with the amount of support.
It's unbelievable.
And just the offerings of help financially, with rescue pulling. The Border Collie community has been, bar none, I am just so impressed and so thankful. And so if we have the ability to utilize any of these Border Collie rescues who know this breed, even if they are out of state, and we have some that we feel will be best in a rescue situation, we are absolutely going to do that. Again, because of the support that we have the funds to be able to transport these babies if we need to, and to ensure that they are in the appropriate and the correct placement.
They're being naughty right now.
They're very excited. So a lot of these, I know we've gotten a lot of comments on we're showing the same puppies and the same dogs. we are really trying hard not to. We're trying to give different groups at, each time. And so some of these babies haven't seen each other since they were pulled out of their home, and they are very excited to be reunited. We have some that are bunked up in kennels together, but this baby may not have seen that baby in over a week, and it's very exciting for them. And you can see we had to carry some of them in, and just when they have seen each other, they are coming out of their shells. They are so excited to see each other. They love each other. And this is what I'm telling you is the power of dogs and how they heal each other.
They were these guys were shut down.
Yes.
And now that they see each other, look at them playing.
They're so excited. And this is what I'm saying. They know the trauma they have been through.
Yeah.
We don't. And they are supporting each other. They are encouraging each other. And this is why it brings tears to my eyes, because because we want to make sure that we are continuing this process with them. They deserve this.
Yes.
They deserve to be happy and playful and be dogs. Mm-hmm. And so we are going to do whatever we can. Hello, mister. Oh, no, we're not going to do this. Okay, so as you can see, they got very excited. As we were saying, some of these dogs haven't seen each other since they were pulled out of the house. So we've just moved them off to the side just so they can still enjoy their outside of the kennel time and their social time. So if you still hear them running around and playing, they're still in the room with us. Yeah. And so just to kind of tie back into what we were discussing in regards to next steps. So next steps are going to be to get everybody on the spay and neuter schedule. And again, because we have so many in-house animals that are still requiring our services and our needs as well as our public spay and neuter program that we do 2 days a week, it's going to be a slow process. And so that's why we have given ourselves the September 1st timeline, because at that point we should have at least a good portion of these dogs spayed and neutered at that point, to where we can start matching up applications with dogs that are ready to go. So I want to touch on in regards to the donations and the financial support that has come in, and how tremendous that has been for us. Because of your kindness and your generosity, we have been able to purchase certain items that are definitely easing the stress levels for these dogs in the kennels. So we've gotten enrichment bowls and enrichment toys and chew toys and fluffy bedding and all of the things that we can do to really make their time that they're spending in the kennel as comforting and as calming as possible, and to start encouraging them to be a dog, keep their minds busy, and to start to really, break them out of the trauma shell, so we can move forward in that area. And with that, so the funding that has come in has been tremendous. Our funds have been coming in and going out just as quickly, like we have shared with you in the past. Now that they have been officially signed over to us, the funding is where we are crucial at this point, because of the extensive lab work that we are going to be doing on these dogs. So to put this into perspective, these dogs obviously were living in a home covered in feces and urine. They were eating this feces and drinking this urine. They are still, unfortunately, when they are together, if one urinates on the floor, the other one is drinking the urine. And that is the sad fact of what we're dealing with. So we are going to spare no expense at running all of the full diagnostics for these babies, because it would be naive of us to assume that they don't have some parasite or something that is going on. And the last thing that we want to do is adopt them out without sharing that information and without treating them for these things. I don't have any interest in putting them into a home and setting up a family with frustration and feeling like, we haven't done our part. We are going to go above and beyond our part for this. So the financial donations to our emergency medical fund has been crucial, and it will continue to be crucial. And so every single dollar that has come in, and that will hopefully still continue to come in, will be used for these dogs and any of our dogs. We are still getting animals in that are in need of emergency medical care. So that fund covers for all of the babies, not just the 36 Border Collies. Your money is being stretched as far as we can stretch it, and I can't emphasize that enough.
And and that being said, also, people keep asking about the last hoarding case that we had.
Yes.
And for those of you that don't know, we had 108 animals come in from another hoarding case just a month ago.
Yes.
So this, on top of this, it's been really eating up the emergency medical fund.
Yes.
I know that rewind to the last case,
Mhm.
just an update. Out of all of those animals, they've all been adopted except for about 20, right? 20 cats or so are
I
left.
think we're a little bit less than that because
Awesome.
Tampa was wonderful to us and was able to take 8 of our working cats. So we still have, I want to say, about a dozen working cats available. And we still have cats available for adoption at our thrift stores and here as well on
And the
our
Kitty
main
Cup, I
campus,
believe.
and a couple at our Kitty Cup. But we are almost, we can almost give a final update that all of those babies have found homes
In record time.
in record time. And I will say, out of 108 animals that came to us in a hoarding situation, out of full transparency, we only had to humanely euthanize 2 of them, 2 cats. One had a very large mass in her abdomen that she had cancer in her stomach, and so we couldn't do anything for her at that point. She was a senior cat. The second one had major neurological issues and was suffering, and we are not about suffering here. So I am extremely proud that out of 108 animals that came to us in very poor condition, 106 of them we have been able to place for adoption, and that is a massive, massive win for us, and we are so proud of all of the hard work that went into that.
And that's you guys, like all of the
Absolutely.
sharing and all of the community support has gotten the word out there
Yes.
in order to find these animals home. And
Yes.
also thank you to various rescues and shelters that have taken our internal adoptable animals to their rescues in order to
Yes.
make space for these hoarding cases and for our staff to be able to put them in safe places.
We could not have been able to do what we have been able to do without our rescue partners. It's not often that we ask for help, and we asked for help in a very big way, and we were almost immediately supported by our entire the state of Florida rescues and shelters stepped up. They heard our call and our cry for help, and not only did they take animals for us, our adoptables that have been here, some of them for a very long time, but they showed up. They came here on site to get these animals for us because we were spread so thin with staff to be able to, for ourselves, to load them up and transport them. They came to us to get these animals from us, and that in itself was a major help. And so from the bottom of my heart, I'm indebted to all of them.
Yes.
And when I get a call for help from them, you better believe that we will be there to answer that call.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just to make a summary of everything that's going on.
Yes.
All the Border Collies are ours.
Yes.
We're going to be moving forward with all of the medical.
Yes.
September 1st, save the date. Look at our Facebook page and our website for those applications. We're going to be very specific on who we're adopting to. So that'll be for adopters and for rescues.
Correct.
Also, we do ask, our phone lines have been very, very tied up over this case. So please don't call about adoptions.
Right.
Please refer to that form, and then we can be in touch through that form, just because we want to leave the phone lines open for the people who need our services.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think that's everything, right?
I think that's everything.
Cool.
It's a good day.
Yes, it's a
good day. And we are so happy to share that.
And you guys
with
are
you.
awesome.
Yes. Thank you.